Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel where we make pretty costumes and things. In this video, we are going to make the skirt for Emily the Corpse Bride. If you're new here, welcome. I have two videos on this project already, a plan with me and a bodice construction video. We have moved along to the skirt, which is probably my favorite part of this whole costume. As many of you know, I'm obsessed with making things big and landish and just over the top, like extra, read all about it. So today's goals are drape the pattern, get it converted to paper, cut the real fabric, both the lining and the top, and maybe sew all the panels together. That would be absolutely awesome if I could get all of that done today, because you know what? Let's add one more. I would also really like to do some like painting patches or weather tests or painting tests, like water painting tests at the end of the day so that they can dry overnight, and tomorrow when I go into painting the trim, which is kind of what we're gonna have to do tomorrow, I have an idea of what I'm doing. So let's say that. I am going to be digitizing this pattern. I'm not gonna have the patterns available until I have finished and shot the gown, mainly because digitizing takes me so long that I don't really want to slow up the construction process just to get a pattern out. So I hopefully by the last reveal video, there will be a pattern out. Let's get sewing. This is a really long intro. I do apologize. There's a lot to cover today. So yeah, let's get right into it. I have 108-inch wide cotton that I will be using for the lining, but I'm also going to use this to drape on the dress form, which is right here, and I'm actually going to be working kind of in this angular direction so I can use the majority of my space to drape this, and the best light is kind of in this space here, so I'm going to use that. I will have to do a little bit of floor trolling because we are going to be working in such a like wide kind of skirt area space. So with that being said, I think it's time to get draping. Yay! Look at all this fabric surrounding me. It's a lot. This is like 1/2 of the skirt too, so I'm gonna cut it out. Yee. Okay, so this is where we're at with this. Basically, this like top layer here is on top of this, and I've folded it at the halfway mark. If you can kind of see that there's like 1, 2, and then the fabric on the ground. So basically, I'm gonna cut this out, and there's a 1/2 inch seam allowance up there, and then I will actually cut this piece out here on these lines so that I can then cut like the next piece that will get attached to it. And that will be the full lining. I'm gonna be really honest with y'all. I have absolutely no clue how to digitize this. Like, just full on real talk. I have no clue. I am going to cut some fabric, and then I'm going to sew up this whole thing. I'm gonna baste it. We're gonna do very long stitches because I do have to take them out to recut it out on that, but I want to get this all sewn up as a mock-up really quick and get it on my dress form, actually wrap it around my waist and just kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And then if I do like it, I'll rip it up, recut it out on the satin over there, and then we will be done with our troll floor life. So yay! All right, so this is where I'm at with it. It is perfect in the back, like all of this is perfect. It does mean that like, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me to stage images and stuff, but also like, I love it. This is exactly the drama that I was hoping for. I don't love the front. So again, it's hard to tell on a mannequin because the mannequin isn't the exact size and body placement of me. But the way that it's overlapping in the front is like, it's overlapping so much. So I don't know if I just need to like force the leg slit like I do with Elsa or like what, but right now I don't love it. I'm not really going to make too many adjustments to it. Maybe I will get everything sewn up and get it right before it's about to be on a waistband, and then I can look at the front and like take it in or something, but I'm not really sure how I feel about it. So the next step is going to be, I need to take this apart. There's only 2 seams, so that's easy. There's a seam on this side right here, and then the back seam. So I'm going to take it apart, and then the side that is a complete side, which is this side over here, that side I'm going to lay out onto my satin and cut 2 pieces of my satin on that, and then I can sew everything back up. I have to sew some horsehair braid into it, so I'll do horsehair braid. It's gonna be weird. I've never done horsehair braid in a lined skirt before, so I have to think about how I want to do that. But basically, let's just get this taken apart and then cut out more fabric and sew it back up, and we'll meet back when I'm done with all of that. Okay, so I made a realization that first, these seams obviously need to be flat, and also the satin needs to get pressed. It's pretty wrinkly, but like I won't be able to press it once I add rhinestones and things to it. I guess I could do the top parts, but then once we get to like the painting and all that stuff, like I can't, it's not gonna happen. So I have to do it now, and like that's fine. I don't mind doing it, but I'm gonna be really honest, I am notoriously awful at pressing. Like, I don't know if it's just I don't know how to use my iron. I've been using an iron forever. Like, I feel like it's, you know, I've watched videos on it, but I don't know what it is. I can't seem to get a lot of creases out. So we're gonna try, and I'm just gonna sit and press my fabric, press my seams, watch some YouTube videos, and then once it's done, I'm going to lay both layers out, right sides together, and trim stuff up. So that's the plan. If I can get all of that trimmed and stuff today, or like in a decent amount of time, I'll do some water. I'm not gonna do tests. I'll do tests tomorrow. I don't wanna do paint tests today because I realize I'm in a cute outfit. I don't want to get paint on it, so tomorrow I can just wear leggings and a t-shirt. Yeah, so we're just gonna try to get pressed and laid out, and then tomorrow we will go in, and I've decided I'm adding horsehair braid to this as well. I have to decide if I have enough of the 3-inch or 4-inch wide. Basically, I have to see what size horsehair braid I have, and if I have enough, and if it's gonna be worth adding. Cause like if I only add 1-inch wide, it might not do much, but I know 3-inch will. I just have to see how much I have and if it will actually benefit my garment at all. So that's where my brain is at. So pressing and then laying it out. I don't think we got nearly as much as we wanted to get done today, but that's okay. Yay! Okay, so I have to go downstairs to eat dinner because Toby was so kind and made us dinner, but I'm gonna come back up when he has his 6 o'clock interview so that I can finish ironing this and getting it on the floor. It's actually pressing a lot easier than like a lot of other fabric, so I might not have an issue, but yeah, so cool. Talk to you guys very soon. All right, so I have everything trimmed up, all lined up. So I am basically gonna call it for the day, but tomorrow we're gonna get right into this. I've got trim. I'm gonna look into the horsehair braid stuff. all of that. We're gonna get anything that needs to be done on the machine should get done tomorrow so that I can, well, up until the waistband and the zipper. And honestly, if I can get those done tomorrow, I probably should. And then I can do hand stitching for all of the details. That all should be done by hand anyway, so that it'll look better. But that's where I'm at right now, is like, let's get this put together. Anything done by machine should get done tomorrow so that I can just do hand stitching and have this as a hand sewing project. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. Good morning, friends. It is just before 8 a.m. I am getting an early start because I want to get all of the machine sewing done on the skirt today. There is a lot of hand sewing, but hand sewing I can travel with a little bit easier. So my goal today is to get the horsehair braid placed, stitch the black trim that's going to go at the edge of the whole gown, stitch the lining and the top fabric together, add the zipper, and create the waistband and add the waistband. So that means that like basically once all those steps are done, the machine sewing is done. I would also like to get my trim painted. One of my trims should be here today, and then I also have to kind of make the like lacy trim that goes up the skirt that's like all swirly. So I have to kind of like stitch that together and then also paint it before I put it on the gown. So if I get all the painting done today too, again, that would just make my life really easy because I can just travel with like hand sewing kit, pins, rhinestones when it comes to rhinestones and things like that. Okie dokie, so I have the entire hem of this completely pinned with horsehair braid. I did it 1 inch away from the hem. My goal is to sew the hem 3/4 of an inch. So by doing this a whole inch, that gives me about 1/4 of an inch of wiggle room. And then that also means that if I need to take it out for any reason, I can. I doubt that I will, but it does give me that space. And then, so I'm going to stitch this down. I'm going to baste it down. Or I'm probably going to do like a 4mm stitch length instead of the full 5. Once I stitch this down, we will lay this right back down, but with the right side up and pin that to it. I had an epiphany about the trim that I was going to hit machine stitch. I'm not going to machine stitch it. So we'll just do this hem. And then I can, when I attach that to this, I can also add the zipper after like pressing and flipping and get the zipper placed in before I do the waistband, because you'll see. So those are the order of operations. That's what I'm going to get going. So yeah, hopefully I can get the hem and zipper in before lunch. It's 10 o'clock. I totally think I can get a good hem, a good zipper, maybe even start on the waistband before lunch. We'll see. Okay, so it's very, very hard to get video of me walking in this while like I don't have somebody to prep it out like this. This is really how it should look, but like, let's be honest, it's not gonna look cute when I walk in it until I can borrow a Toby and get some walking footage, because I need it to be started like this so then when I walk it will continue like this. But it's done. Let's get a little close to it. So the only thing I need to do on the waistband is add a hook and eye where that pin is. The zipper's in. It's all done. It's all pressed. It is cumbersome. The front is weird. So like the overlapping is cute and like it hides everything. Like it literally hides everything. until I stick my leg out, and then it's like, oh no, we're gonna have a gap all the way up your leg. So I'm probably just gonna wear shorts with this, to be honest. And if my shorts are seen, my shorts are seen. Or I won't stick my leg out, or I'll have to like pose. Here, I'll show you in the mirror. So like, instead of like sticking my leg out like a little bit and having like hoping that it just drapes open and falls, I'm gonna have to like intentionally like stick my leg out and probably pose like this so that I can like drape the fabric over my leg so that it won't show things. Again, I can wear shorts, but like if the shorts are seen, that's gonna look really bad. So now we've got to do some paint tests. Okay, so this is our like paint mixture that I made earlier. This has the 2 blue colors, and then it also has fabric medium, and then I basically poured a little bit of it in here and watered it down. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of paint on my brush, and I'm gonna dry brush onto my paper or my rag first, and then I think I'm gonna just paint on just like this, and like the condensed areas will be like where I start is gonna be closer to the hem because that's where the black is, and then I think I'm gonna pull it out and try maybe like a little water brush look. And then when I get to the pieces that are black and burned, I think I might do the same as get another jar of these, put a little bit of black in it, get some fabric medium water, and do it that way. Because we're just trying to get it very diluted and like, see, even this has kind of harsh lines. I wonder if I can get it like even better. So maybe instead of wasting the paint, I can squish it on the sides and then dab. And then I guess like my idea is like a water paint. Like when you go over the same area, it gets more dense, and then when you bring it out, it's a little bit less. I think this might be successful. Okay, let's wait for it to dry, and then I'm gonna come back to it and see what it looks like. I need to package a couple books, so I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I will come back to the paint and see how it looks, and we'll make some decisions. Okay, so there's actually one more machine sewing thing that I have to get done. And that is basically in all the like the rips and tears, like the sections that are kind of gonna be like missing from the skirt. I want to sew the outside of it together so that when I cut it, the 2 layers don't shift. Honestly, if I can just get painting done today, all that's left is hand sewing. So it's like hand sewing trim, painting trim. I guess I'll have to paint the trim stuff today too. It's 3:30, so I'm not hopeful that I'll get that much done, but we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna rock our socks off. So let's do this. We're gonna rock and roll, y'all. We've already slayed so much of today. There's no reason for us to not slay some more. Okay, so that took way longer than I expected, as per usual, mostly because free motion quilting is something that I don't do often. Did I explain to you that I did free motion quilting? I don't know if I explained that, but basically because of the nature of like what I was sewing, it made more sense to switch my foot and do my free motion quilting, which means that the foot is actually going to hover over my fabric, and then I'm going to I maneuvered my fabric. So instead of like having the feed dogs and the presser foot working to help stitch a line for you, you deactivate the feed dogs and you work with the foot a little bit above the fabric, and you move the fabric so you control the direction it goes in. It's a really, really awesome, useful technique, but I don't do it often, so it took me a while to get the hang of it again. There's a ton of these like little, you know, weathered pieces on it, and then on top of it, I had to cut them out. So that took me almost 3 hours, and now I have to pack and get ready for Chicago. So anyway, I'm gonna go to Chicago where my cousin is getting married. And then I'm actually going to be on the red carpet of the Hocus Pocus premiere, which is the coolest thing I think I've ever done in my life. I'm so nervous and excited. I will be in my the Sanderson sisters group. We get to go to the Hocus Pocus premiere, which is insane. And then I go straight from that to Fredericksburg where I'm teaching some classes. So it is a very, very busy couple of days, or wow, Friday to Sunday, like 10 days. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be worth it. And anytime I'm home, if I can, I will get some painting on this done. If I can get the painting done before I leave for Fredericksburg, I will bring this to Fredericksburg with me. But that's a bunch of ifs. There's a lot of other things I have to get done in the day and a half that I'm home. So yeah, but it's looking good so far. That's a positive, and I'll talk to you soon. Hello, friends. So I am back from my world travels. I went to Chicago, New York, and Fredericksburg, and now I am back in the studio for 3 whole days before I leave for San Diego, and I'm going to try to get this skirt finished and the video done and ready to go so that when I'm in San Diego, you all have something fun to watch while I am judging the TwitchCon cosplay contest. So today's goals are to paint or weather paint, that thing, the bottom of the skirt and also the little spirals that are going to go up her skirt. We're going to actually make those separate, paint them, and then attach them. I'd also like to attach the black lace that's going to go around the hem of the skirt. I would love to attach that today, get it mostly done, and that way tomorrow it'll be finishing up attaching that and then actually attaching the spirals. Tomorrow will also include rhinestones and a little bit of bead work. I will kind of talk about that tomorrow though. So we know exactly what we need to get done. Painting, lots of painting. I did my whole hair and makeup before realizing, oh, I'm gonna paint today. I probably shouldn't wear a dress I made. So we're here, we're ready. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, let's do this. All right, so this and all of this side right here needs to dry. I got really sloppy in some areas there. And then in other areas it looks better. But for the most part, it looks like water paint, which was my goal. I was realizing in the middle of it, I was like, maybe I should have just dyed this. But no, I'm really actually happy with how it looks, even though it's not perfect. But I like it. And now while those areas dry, I'm going to grab the lace that I want to use, that black lace, and start pinning it onto this. Wow, I can't even get it on camera. I'm going to start pinning it onto this. I have to actually cut it out and pin it. There's the underside. I have to actually cut it out and pin it, but I'll show you that process. I'm going to get the black lace all the way done as much as I can, and hopefully it'll cool by the time it gets over there, at least pinned. I can make life decisions from there, but once it's pinned, I can either decide if I'm going to go back in with my black paint now or if I'm going to sew it. I haven't decided. We're going to decide. I also still have to make the squigglies and paint those, but I need something to do while I am waiting for paint to dry, and my table is mostly taken up by that, so trim it is. Okay, these are all painted up and ready to go. I tried to cut all the flowers off of them, but I did leave like a little bit of the leaves. And then I'm gonna take all of that. Wow, it looks really ugly when it's folded like that. I'm gonna take that downstairs and get hand sewing on it. So I'll check in with you tomorrow and get an idea of where we're at with all this stuff. See you then. Okay, so this is the conclusion of this week's video. I'm so sorry that I didn't get finished on the skirt. This is what I have left to do. I have to sew these little squigglies down. I'm calling them squigglies, spirals, whatever. I'm gonna make some more of them too and sew those down because I'll be really honest, they don't quite like do what I want them to do just yet. So I'm gonna cut some more out, paint some more. That's gonna be a thing. I also have to add rhinestones, and I'm going to be really honest with y'all. We're probably going to do like 3,000 to 5,000 rhinestones on this. I want it to be so glittery, so sparkly, so intentionally like bam in your face. I've already gone this far to make it this long and this like dramatic. I just really want to go the whole 9 yards. I also want to hand sew a few beads, not a ton. If you remember in the bodice, she has pearls on like the trim. We're gonna replicate that with the same pearls on the little squigglies. That's what I'm calling them. And then I'm gonna actually hand sew. I have to count and figure it out, but I have these really pretty teardrop like beads that are like jet black, and I have all these like shapes sides to them, and they sparkle like crazy. I have to count how many I have and count how many of the exact place I want to put them and see if I can hand sew those on. That's going to be extraordinarily tedious. So we might skip that one, but it's just a thought I have right now. If it not that, then we are going to do both black rhinestones, blue rhinestones, and the clear rhinestones. But that'll all be in next week's video or like a video in about 10 days from now. The last video of construction on this is going to cover making the arm, making the little gloves, making a crown and veil, and then also just putting together a bouquet. That won't be super crazy. Then I will have one more video, which will be the whole reveal of this costume, and it'll kind of be like an aesthetic video to music, which will be something that I've been wanting to do, and I've been wanting to kind of try a little bit more. It'll be much shorter. I tried it with my purple Ariel, and it was fun, but I didn't get the amount of footage I had hoped. This time I am going to be doing a photo shoot with friends, and Toby will be there. Alex will be shooting, so there will be lots of people with cameras that I can get footage from. With that being said, thank you seriously so much for watching this series and for watching this video. I know this is not the reveal we had all hoped. I know this is not where I had hoped to be on this skirt, but I can promise you by the time that we get to at least be shooting at the cemetery with Alex, this is going to be the full magnitude, and it's just going to be crazy, and we're going to have fun. But it is going to be a little stressful next week because I am going to try to finish it in about 5 days. So 4 days. So yeah, because I have something else very big coming up that I can't share with you just yet. Anyway, I love you all, and until next time, may all your dreams come true. Do I possibly need more coffee? Yeah. This might not be enough. This is my second cup. I have about, wow, let's try that again.